Greetings, everyone. This is Maggie McKee. I am a Nikken independent consultant from Vancouver, Canada, and I am here with two of my dearest friends. We're going to talk about our experience with Nikken so that you can get a better idea of what we mean by the Nikken choice and what we mean by choosing active wellness and being part of a collaborative entrepreneurship. I've been with Nikken for over 20 years. I'd had 30 years of chronic pain before I was introduced to this, so I am a very, very passionate ambassador for everything that this company stands for. And one of the things I love about it is that, as you can see on this first slide, we attract people in all age groups and every configuration, single, married, grandparents, you know, every possible combination. We don't have a test to see if you are going to be able to join us in Nikken, only that we want you to be passionate. We want this to be something that, like the three of us today, have really taken into our hearts and decided we want to share with people. You've already seen the products if you're on this call, I would imagine, or you've at least been on the website, so you know that Nikken's concept of the wellness home is life-changing. And we have a very customer-centric business, so we can help a lot of people enjoy better health like the three of us have. So I'm going to move to the next slide here with my magic wand. I love it. Here we go. Now, over 20 years ago when I was introduced to Nikken, I'm so fortunate that my friend who brought this to me, first of all, she knew I'd been hurting. She knew that I was looking for a solution that didn't involve more surgery because I'd had very, very serious surgery that nobody should ever be asked to undergo. But anyway, I still had the chronic pain after the surgery. I don't do medication, so any prescription was just going to be thanks, but no thanks. And I had tried a lot of alternatives. I'd actually spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours, like many, many people, looking for something. And I would get some temporary relief from a lot of different things like massage and acupuncture and so on, but nothing lasted because I would go back into my same environment. So when I was introduced to Nikken, the whole concept, not just of the wellness home, because that impressed me, but this philosophy that there was a company that had an approach to life that was exactly what my belief system was, that we're not just a job, we're not just a mom, we're not just a mind, we are a whole being that deserves the very best, deserves to be the best human being we can be, and the best way to become the best human being is to have abundance and balance in these areas of our lives. So, I mean, I was attracted initially because my body was really, really stressed and I'd been hurting, but you know, I stayed for the rest of it. So 20 years later, I'm more knowledgeable, more excited, and just really seeing that people are now more ready too than they were 20 years ago when we first introduced this concept from Japan to Canada. I mean, Nikken started in 1975 in Fukuoka, Japan, with a man's vision. This was his vision, to help people have this balance. So Michele, would you like to pop in and say what your experience was, what brought you into Nikken?
Thank you, Maggie. Absolutely. I found Nikken, or Nikken found me when I was most hurting. And like yourself, it was the body pillar that definitely attracted me to Nikken, and relief from discomfort that I was dealing with. When I was first approached by the fellow who introduced me to Nikken about the business, I accepted with both hands up. No, thank you. I am not interested. Don't even talk to me. I don't like network marketing. I'm just not interested. But I was hurting. And until I got past the discomfort, I couldn't even think of anything else other than the discomfort that I was in. However, when I started feeling better and off all the drugs that I was taking, people were asking me, what are you doing? You look amazing. You look fantastic. And I was referring them to Todd. And he very quickly pointed out, you know, you don't have to do this. You can accept these people as customers for yourself if you would join me in the business. At that point in time, I was a little bit more open, and I accepted the invitation. And what we had discovered was something that really resonated with how we lived to begin with. But to actually put it in words, I had never done that. So the balance in the 5 pillars is definitely something that really attracted us to look into the business. And 16 years ago, when we first did that, and then 15 and a half years ago when I decided to join, I haven't looked back. So I absolutely love what I'm doing. Love helping people, love helping them discover their freedom.
And Michele, I know how important family is to you. I know you've got a couple of your grandchildren visiting you in Dauphin, Manitoba, and you are home, which you wouldn't be if you were working in the bank, right?
Absolutely.
How
Yes.
has this business given you the opportunity to have that quality of time in life with your family?
Well, you know what? Amazing, because my family is definitely my number one priority. I've tried to be a stay-at-home mom as much as possible financially, and creating ways to earn income so that I could stay at home. But for example, today my son ended up here late yesterday evening. Haven't seen them since Easter. Everything kind of went on hold. I was kind of in and out of my office today, being able to sit down and have a nice refreshing cool drink outside in the sun, enjoying family time. So would I be able to do that if I was working in the corporate world? Not likely.
Not likely. And you wouldn't be feeling as well as you are. So that's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, Michele. And Chantal, what brought you into this amazing, I think it's more than a business. To me, it's really a movement. It's a company with a vision and a mission to help people be the best they can be. So what was your starting point?
Well, it's kind of an emotional one, coming from a very prestigious background of 21 years of corporate world based in Asia. I had a health issue back when I was 23 years old after giving birth of my daughter when I was 21. I had a tumor in the pituitary gland. And I was told at that time, because the tumor was growing so fast, that I did not have much long to live unless I would have the tumor removed. But the complexity back in the days, I'm almost 50 now, so back in the days, the complexity of that surgery were certainly not what it is available today. So I have turned into the holistic approach a long time ago, being based in Asia with my previous career, which I had no idea that Nikken existed at that time. And I did heal myself by taking care of my mind pillar, changing a lot of things in my life and repairing some of the things from the childhood that was making this tumor grow. Having said that, in 2010, unfortunately, a very, very close relative of mine has been drugged in a drink. And then this is where Nikken, I grew another a passion through this experience with Nikken. The dose was so strong that it led her to an immediate loss of consciousness and hospitalization. And after 2 days of being there at the hospital, witnessing her in consciousness, her liver issues, the jaundice, the mononucleose also got into her. And without forgetting also the psychological pain of a young woman waking up from all this drama and feeling guilty of this tragedy having happened to her when it was not her fault. So I sat there completely helpless, and I did not know what to do. And this is where I turned to my acupuncturist back then, asking her for mercy, praying and say, I need help, and the medication that they want to give her, it's way too strong, and I believe there's other solution, alternative to fix this. And then she said, do you trust me? And we were introduced to the sleep system and the water at that time it was not the PMAG, but the alkaline water, as well as the air wellness air machine. And within the first 2 days, I must admit the first night was terrible. It was almost like a movie episode of The Exorcist, because her body was going into this deep detox. And then after that, after the second night, she slowly was coming back to herself, and after a month, completely regained from it. So that's how I developed my passion about Nikken. It was a mix of the mind pillar and the family pillar, obviously. And there's so much, I believe, that if I can feel more comfortable sharing the story without being so emotional, and with the also by respect to the person, to help other people out there by really sharing this testimonial, because this was to me a remarkable miracle that I could allow myself to say it happening in my family.
Wow, that is so powerful. And I agree with you, Chantal, that being able to share that, and you did it beautifully. I mean, the emotion is still there, but you were able to hold that and deliver the message. That's amazing. More and more people need to hear about that. And I love how you expressed that, obviously with great love. So yeah, we've all come in different ways, and we're all from different places. Chantal, you live in 2 places. You are from Montreal, oui? I love your accent. We call it high mag water. You call it PMAG. I love it. And but you're right now in California. So tell me, how you do that dual business situation.
Well, I am a business owner since 2005, a traditional business owner. Lived my dream, decided to live this dream and try it, and leave the corporate world, be my own boss. And sadly, I thought this was going to be the best thing that could surely happen for a single mom, divorce, and being independent, raising money to raise your child. But unfortunately, the long hours were driving me to the point where you are constantly exchanging time, for time against money. And I was still not totally fulfilled, and was still looking for this opportunity where I can be passionate about doing and serving a great mission, helping other people as well, and making money at the same time. But it was important to me to find a business model that was extremely kosher, because I did not believe in network marketing before. There was too many horror stories out there. So the fact that I'm well surrounded with legal advisor, and they were there for me to really guide me through the process and encourage me, that was extremely kosher. And then after I joined in this great adventure, what was the benefit for me was that I was able to combine both of my business together and live in 2 countries at the same time, because I live in Montreal, and I also live in Southern California because my spouse is from here. So I commute back and forward, and having this opportunity to find this wonderful business model is the greatest gift, I think, that was delivered to me through this terrible tragedy that happened in my family.
Wow, that's impressive. And for those of you on the call who aren't aware, Nikken is a global community, and we have the ability to operate in over 20 countries. So it's not just Canada and the US. We can be in any of the countries that Nikken is in, and it's growing rapidly. We're in South America right now and expanding further south. So if you want details about where we are, we can share that with you. I think now more than when I started 20 years ago and these gals started, people are aware that the biggest cause of disease, really, and the biggest detriment to our quality of life is our lifestyle. And there's so many things that create stress. I mean, I was a tenured professor. I had a lot of stress, just doing that job, let alone, 2-income family. We had our family. I had that surgery that put me in a body cast for 14 months. That affected our finances. I mean, there's so many things, like you can read on this list, that are challenging people nowadays more than ever. And I think that the stress has increased over the last few years for sure. And, you know, finances, there's been a lot of research that shows that finances are the biggest stressor. People, and I know that in my family, a lot of the conflict was about money, both in my family of origin and in my marriage. Because when there's not enough money to create the lifestyle that you want for yourself and your family, often there's an emotional, a mind message with that. People feel like a failure or whatever. So, you know, if you look at this list, there's an untold number of things that put people into financial stress, whether it's, you know, they lose their job, or in the United States, particularly healthcare costs, or they've just run up their credit cards, their cost of living keeps increasing, but their income doesn't. You know, some people have lost their job, or they've had to go back to school or put their children through school, or, you know, many people my age can't afford to retire. And that's a sad reality in both Canada and the US, and I'm sure other countries. And then you add to that the burden of taxes. Now in Canada, we always say that we work for the government until July 15th, because that, if we look at how much income tax and other taxes we pay in our country, that's the first tax-free day. So more than half the year we're working for the tax person. So that's something that can create a really big stress on families. So what do? Well, we all come from stressful corporate type backgrounds with high expectations, commuting, you know, having a family at home, etc. And we've discovered something that has allowed us to create a different life. And I didn't even understand network marketing. I wasn't against it or for it because I didn't understand it. But a lot of people like Michele and Chantal, they go, oh, no, you know, we have heard stories, unfortunately, about that. But then, you know, when we sat back and really researched what is network marketing, it's merely a business model, and it works if you've got the right company, the right products, and the right mentoring and support. It's the most amazing and the most organic business model you could ever create. So our purpose is to help other people see what we didn't even see when we first got started, how to choose active wellness. You know, and what that means is, you know, we're helping people to have health by choice, not by chance. We're giving them chances to look at what Nikken offers in terms of the wellness home and choose that, so that they're having a better chance to have less disease, better quality of life, and so on. And we want people deserve to have that balanced life, that life in balance. And if we honestly believe very deeply that if every home was a wellness home, we would be so much further ahead, so much less stressed. And, you know, I belong to a business community here. And one of the things we were talking about today in our mindset program was people want to belong. They want to belong to something that fits, like-mindedness. Like I said, that 5 pillars of health just hit me in my heart. We want to be part of something with like-minded people that's making a difference in the world, because I think more and more we feel more isolated as there's just so much technology and so much stress and so on. So our job is very simple. We have conversations with people, and in that conversation, we help people to identify if there's something that they'd like to change in their life. Could be physical, it could be mental, it could be time with family, it could be money. We don't know that, but until we have that conversation, we really don't know how to help people. But when we find their point of interest or concern, we can say, you know, what I'm doing, what we're doing as this global team of like-minded entrepreneurs is helping people in those areas. This may or may not be for you, but I would love to show you how we can help you have better sleep, more money, whatever their concern is. And like most people, and you heard from Chantal and Michele, it started out, and I came in primarily as a customer because I wanted the products for myself. The business grows organically for most of us out of the passion that's created when these products make such a profound difference for us or somebody we love. So we share this with people, and we create a customer group, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And out of that customer group, we create a team that then can go on to support more people. It's a whole concept of leverage that you don't have in a traditional job. Because most people who start this business, like myself and Michele, Chantal, were you working full-time before Nikken? When you started Nikken? Yeah, so that, yes. It has to be a system. You know, any business needs a system in order to be successful. And if you're having people who are already busy working full time, we need to have something that's very easy to follow. Because if it's not simple, if it's not doable, people won't do it. Okay? So, and we also have to have the passion. So what we do basically is we help people to choose this by following this proven process to help people create change. So once we found out their need, our own need, first of all, we become a Nikken customer, and then we do what we call an upgrade to become a consultant to share with more people. Then that gives us the license and the opportunity to share and promote this business and these products and the cause of humans being more in around the world, basically. And then we connect people. Step 3, connecting other people to whatever part of Nikken serves them. I just had somebody come and see me yesterday, and she'd emailed me before she came. She said, I really don't like network marketing. And I said, great, that's not what this is about. This is about, showing you how the Nikken Wellness Home concept can give you a better quality of life. So we never talked about the business. And at the end of the hour that we spent together, she was so relaxed. I gave her the magnetic massage, and she was so fascinated by the product. She'd never seen anything like it in her life. And she left here and she said, thank you. Thank you for no pressure and just caring. And I thought, that's what we do. And that's not what people expect sometimes, but it should be what people expect, because I think that's what people deserve. So once people find what they want, we connect them for free to be a registered customer. They order the products, and Nikken ships the products directly to them. Nikken handles the money. We don't have inventory. We don't have receivables. We have none of that, what I would consider to be the stress of a business. This Nikken deals with that. The thing that they also deal with, which I love, on the 15th of every month, they put money in my bank account to say thank you for the people that I've connected to Nikken and for whatever they have decided to purchase. So it's clean, it's simple, and it's straightforward. So that's how the whole business works. It's about sharing and collaborating. And our saying about how do you do this business, well, basically you teach 3 to reach 3. So we'll talk about that a little bit on this slide. We become a consultant because we want to share this. People become customers and want to upgrade to consultants. So we show them that's just a very simple process on the computer. It takes maybe 3 minutes. And with that membership, they get a fully hosted, amazing website, shopping cart, and all kinds of back office support for that $99. And each year to renew is only $79. So what we say to them then, okay, let's help some people. You came in because the products really served you. I'm going to help you create a small business unit that puts $500 US basically through the business every month. Now, there's no business on the planet that could survive just on that. However, that's where we start, because that's the model we want to duplicate. 500 points of monthly retail sales, and we have an amazing auto ship program that makes that easier for us. And once we've connected at least 5 customers to that model, 5 to 10 customers, and we've got that 500 points, that's our base. That's our beginning of, understanding the products, being a great support, customer-centric consultant. And then out of those people, like Michele, she said, the fellow who introduced her said, look, you could help other people by joining, and you'll benefit from that. So that's what many people do. That's how we find our first, second, and usually most of our business partners. There are people who really understand this model, and they just straight out said, I want to join the business. And we accept them as well. So do either of you gals have a comment on that system, that simplicity of this is how we run the business, and it's pretty stress-free? Chantal?
I can say that for many of my business partner, the structure in place was the easy part for them to recognize first, because the product, yes, that's extremely important, but to make the rest of the growth of the business easier, well structured, great mentors, great support in terms of also coaching and training. Those were all the a key element that are a plus for my contacts.
Excellent. How about you, Michele?
I agree with what Chantal said. Also, I would like to add that the teamwork is absolutely outstanding. When we have a look at the three of us, we are not connected business-wise as far as monetary goes, but we are connected business-wise as a support team. And this absolutely blows me away that neither one of us or none of us will benefit monetarily, but we benefit through the support and the friendship. The friendships created within Nikken are just absolutely outstanding.
I agree. I agree. And, you know, that whole concept of, you know, and there's an expression that says a rising tide raises all ships. That's so true because, you know, as we help people, that creates a bigger presence in the world and an opportunity for more people to have that humans being more lifestyle. So it's great. So a lot of people say, well, can you make money at this? Well, we're just going to show you a very simple model. This is a perfect world. That teach 3 to reach 3 is, you know, what I want you to see in your mind. So you have started your Nikken business and you have 3 people that join you and say, I want to do this as well. So we teach those people to do the same thing. We teach them to reach 3. And by the time we get to that level, we've actually got 39 people in our business who've learned how to create that 500 points a month, every month in their business. 39 people times those 500, and this is just retail. This is just one part of the business. Out of that, 39 times 500 points, it automatically moves you up to a leadership level because you've now got a team that is consistently creating volume, and your income based on just that is going to be about $1,300 US a month, ongoing, okay? There are other things that we'll see in the next few pages that Nikken rewards us by, but that's the basic model. And as those 39 find their 3 each, you then, you know, double your income, you reach the next leadership level, and you can see on this chart that it goes on. So you decide how much money you want to create. At the beginning, I was so naive. I said, oh, I want $500 a month because I'm busy. I don't have any time. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I love the products. I want to help people. And so that was accomplished so fast that my head spun, and I thought, wow, maybe I should move my goal up. So within 3 years, I was making enough money to leave my tenured position as a professor and have this lifestyle, which is so wonderful. Like Michele said, being able to have time with family and friends and travel. I'm off to California for a wedding next week, and then I'm going to Toronto for my birthday right after that. And then my friend Roxanne, who's also like you guys, not in the same line monetarily, she and I are going to France for a week to celebrate my birthday in October. So and then we're going to meet in San Antonio with the Nikken family. So it's the best lifestyle. I never got to have this much fun when I was teaching, that's for sure. So many rewards and benefits from Nikken. We've talked about the retail profit. That's that teach 3 to reach 3 and create that ongoing 500 points a month in your business. But there are also cash bonuses that Nikken gives people for things like an entrepreneur club and so on. I just talked to a friend of mine in Everett, Washington, who has a person on her team who's been kind of inactive for a while, and then she saw this, you know, customer-centric shift that we've made in the last year, and she said, I can do that because it really is about helping people with the products. And she came over to my friend's place. She said, when did Nikken start mailing checks again? Because we get the checks automatically deposited into our bank account. And Mary said, well, what are you talking about? She said, look at this. I just got a check for $250. It was because she had so many retail sales that month that Nikken sent her a cash bonus of $250 for being one of the top retailers in North America for that month. Very cool. And each time we reach that goal of 500 points a month, we get what are called Nikken reward dollars or reward points. So we can then use those points to buy personal products for gifts, products for demonstration, whatever we like. The lifestyle bonus is amazing. Once we reach the second leadership level, Nikken kicks in this extra money that we can spend however we want. We can spend it on a car, a house, a trip, renovations, whatever. And that's just an ongoing thing based on your volume of business that you do every month. So the thing I love about it is that every dollar each of us earns represents someone being helped by these amazing products. That, to me, is meaningful income. And that's to say nothing about the trips we've gone on. I've been to Japan. I've been to Mexico a couple of times, different conventions that Nikken has paid for me to go to because of performance. It's really, really fantastic. And then as you develop a team, Nikken gives you an ongoing leadership bonus for all of those leaders that you've developed and helped develop. It goes on as long as they're part of the business. And you gals both mentioned the importance of not being alone in this business. There's so much great mentoring and coaching and meetings and events and things that we can take, advantage of, because everybody's willing to help everybody. That rising tide raises all ships is certainly true. We have this channel that you're on right now has about 15 to 20 events like this every week. So you can bring your guests on here. You can go on here yourself. When these are recorded, you can go on and learn from them. It's just, that support wasn't there when I started. We didn't have the computer. I know that sounds really, really weird, but we didn't. But we've still built successful businesses because we loved what we did and we were working together as a team to create that. So it just keeps getting better and better. So, basically it's discover Nikken for yourself, which you've done if you're on this call. Create that active lifestyle of wellness and beginning that living in balance. Live it. And if you choose to share it, then you can do that part-time like we all did when we first got started. And lots of people continue part-time. There's a doctor on our team in Florida. He's a dentist, and he's never given up his practice. He makes a lot of money in this business, but he loves being a dentist, so he doesn't have to give that up. It's really neat. You can do both if you want. And like Chantal, 2 businesses. You can create whatever you want with this, which is what I love. So closing comments from you gals. What do you recommend to people listening to this call?
Maggie, I would like to say that we don't know what we don't know. And out of ignorance, I turned my back away from the business opportunity until I opened up my eyes enough to have a look at what it was all about. And I'm ever so glad that I did take a look, because my life has changed so profoundly for the good, that I am very, very grateful that Todd was persistent and insistent that I get the information to make the right decision for myself. So I recommend people do the same. Maggie, you're muted.
Thank you. Chantal, what would you like to add?
Well, I would like to add that making the choice, the Nikken choice, to become an entrepreneur required some reflection and some true self-analysis as well. Becoming an entrepreneur is not for everyone. But if you want to, you can too, because you're not alone and you're well surrounded by some wonderful people, cross-line and upline. The aspect that I would like to recommend is to really take time to pay attention to all the points on this presentation that were brought in terms of the advantages. And this is a business that you can carry with you even when you are on vacation. There's no inventory control to do. There's no payroll. There's no additional cost hidden somewhere. You don't have to purchase product during the year to support yourself. This is really, really the best one that I have found, because this is the business model that has a heart. So when I look at Nikken, the symbol, the logo with all the people lifting their hands, the Nikken is holding our heart, and all we need to do is now transmit the message, the story, the mission that Mr. Masuda created 40 years something ago.
Absolutely. And you've really nailed it, Chantal. It is a business of the heart. That's what keeps us connected. Our lives are enriched greatly. And we really hope that the people who are listening to this, watching this, will do their due diligence and join us, because we need more people to get the word of Nikken out there to help people have that life in balance. So I want to thank you gals so much for helping me today with this wonderful call. And I'm just going to stop the recording and I want to say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, and thank you, Maggie, for the opportunity to be on your presentation. Good night, everyone.